Today I took a quick scalp on the gold futures during the London session and it resulted in $1,500 in gain. Let me walk you through the thought process behind that trade. In my journey towards consistency, every trade is a learning opportunity. Today, I want to break down what I saw and why I took the decisions that I did. So let's get to it. So at the start of the session, I was looking at the weekly profile and there was a significant move in the beginning of the week, which you can see right here. So I plotted the volume profile across this whole move, and also at the right you can see that we have the weekly volume profile. We have the value area high, we have the point of control, and we have the value area low. And if we look right here, we can see that this big move to the upside has started to retrace towards this point of interest that I have for the day, which is the point of control of this big move. This gave me crucial context for the trade. So in this first hour that came back to test this point of control, let me just mark it out right here so we can see it later on the lower time frame. You can see that, we had a big rejection from this level. You can see that the sellers weren't able to push through it. And the next hour we could see that the price came back to test this level again, but because we closed bullish and above the prior hourly candle, that can signal to us that the buyers are gaining some control. So this thing here happened outside of my trading window. I mainly trade the London session and the New York session. So for us, the London session starts at this candle, 9 a.m. in Swedish time. So when the London session started, I zoomed into the 2-minute time frame because I wanted to see how this will play out on the lower time frames. And this yellow line here that you can see, this is the point of control. This price action that we can see right here is these 2 hours, the first red candle that came in and rejected, and then the next hour that tried it again and closed bullish. So around this time, let's see, London started around this candle here. And for me, I was just monitoring, the point of control. And also I was looking at the value area low of today's session. And this right here is, the value area of today's session. And because this is still developing, this was actually changed because when I was trading, this was around this level, I think, up here. And when we came down here, I was looking for absorption of the sellers because I was bullish for this particular move. So when we came down here, you see we came to this point of control, and also we were around the value area low of today's session. So as soon as we came down, we could see that the sellers are starting to get absorbed, and these bubbles here in this platform called delta dots, it's basically the difference between buyers and sellers across different price levels. And I use this to see how big orders react or what they do as soon as they hit the market. And we could see that these big sell bubbles here, these are sell orders that are getting absorbed. How can I see that? Because in ideal scenario, when you see big sell orders, you want to see follow through. So this one was not absorbed, this was making a reaction. Here we had another seller trying to push the price down. They had maybe some sort of reaction, but here you can see that there are some resistance getting into the market, which are the buyers. One thing that I could see here was this bubble here, which is a sell order that didn't have any follow through, which basically got absorbed by the candle next of it. And I don't just blindly go into a market. I need to see buyers stepping in. And this bubble here, you can see that was a buy order that got into the market. And basically, as soon as I saw this and I saw that it had some follow through from the buyers, that's when I got in. And these 2 arrows here, you can see these are my positions. And I actually took my position in the range bar chart. It was more clear for me there. And you can see here, it's the same chart as before, only a little different because of the way range charts are calculated. And this was a seller, they pushed the price down. This is our area of interest, and as soon as we came up here, we saw this candle here and a big buy order stepping into the market. And as soon as I saw some little follow through, I went in with one contract and I put my stop loss below this candle, because if we are going to violate these buyers, that means maybe we have still some room to the downside. And as soon as I went in, I marked this little area out here. Let's see. I wanted to see if this resistance turned to support. So as soon as we broke above it, came back to test it, I added one contract. So this became a 2 contract trade. So from this point on, I was in 2 contracts and I needed, around 1500 to pass half of the challenge because of the consistency rule, and that was enough for me for the day. And here you can see the execution, you can see the time if you wanted to look for this trade yourself, and this resulted in around $1,500. And this was basically done for the day. This quick scalp was the trade that I took for the day. So the trade moved as I expected and I closed out the position, and that marked out a significant milestone in the challenge. So if you are on your own journey to consistency and want to see more real-time trade breakdowns like this, consider subscribing, because I'm documenting every step of it, the wins and the lessons. Until next time.